What's going on, everyone? My name is Ed, and a couple of days ago I asked my subscribers what car should I buy next, and most of you said I should buy a Lexus SC400, and that's what I did. Now, if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you like it. Subscribe if you like what you see. Back in the day, if you wanted to buy a Lexus SC, you had two options. The SC300, which came with a 3-liter inline-6 2JZ GE motor that made 225 horsepower, 210 torque, with a 4-speed automatic transmission. However, a 5-speed manual transmission was an available option too. Or the SC400, which came with a 4-liter V8 1UZ FE motor that made 250 horsepower and 260 torque, but no manual transmission was ever offered for the SC400. This is my 1995 Lexus SC300, and while it's been a blast to own this thing for the last 2 years, I have pretty much done every single thing you can imagine to this thing, from installing a cheap cold air intake on it to the turbo kit that you see on here today. And while I'm excited to push this thing to its limits, reliably of course, I kind of feel like right now I need to jump into a different platform, which brings us here. I have secretly wanted to get my hands on one of these for quite a while now, so when I saw this one listed for sale, without even thinking about it, I rented a Home Depot truck, bought a friend's trailer, and I made the 6-hour journey all the way to Richfield, North Carolina to grab this thing. What this is exactly is this is my 1993 Lexus SC400, and I probably should not have bought this exact one, thinking about it now, because unlike the many clean, unmolested, grandpa-driven SC400s you're gonna find listed for sale in your area, this is definitely not one of them. For starters, the exterior is not in the best shape. I mean, sure, it looks pretty good from 25-ish feet away, but up close, you really start to see all of the imperfections, like paint cracking and clear coat peeling in some places, or this baseball-sized door ding where the driver's side door meets the rear quarter panel. Speaking of driver's side door, I can't even open this door from the outside. Well, actually, now I can open it because it won't even close. The door lock actuator's ruined. Did I mention that it has a rough idle? Oh, and check out this rat's nest I found underneath the intake manifold. And if none of this has made you run away from this car yet, the mileage inconsistency that the Carfax tries to warn you about, maybe that will. Now, for a guy like me, I'm able to look past all of these minor issues. Sure, the mileage inconsistency is a bit concerning, but we're talking about a 1UZ here, right? Do miles even matter? And the best part about this SC400 is it came with a lot of extra goodies. It's already lowered on adjustable tain coilovers, and it's sitting on one of the best stagger set of 18-inch gold eBay wheels I have ever seen. It has a custom exhaust with a built-in leak feature that's barely noticeable. And even though it's a little bit rough on the outside, real car enthusiasts know 99% of your time is actually spent on the inside. And look how clean the inside actually is. Lastly, this SC400 was already converted to a manual. Now, the reason why this is such a big deal for me is because, as I mentioned earlier, the Lexus SC400 was never offered with a manual transmission. So the only way to get this in manual is basically you have to pull out the automatic transmission and you have to convert this over from auto to manual. And luckily for me, that's already been taken care of. Sort of. Now, I would love to take you all out for a little joyride around the block, but I can't, because while this thing does start and it runs, barely, there appears to be an issue with the clutch. At least, I hope it's the clutch. Let me show you the issue here. When the car is off, I can put the manual transmission into every single gear. Got second, first, third, fourth, and reverse, okay? But when I turn the car on, this is what happens. Hold on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There we go. Just got to play with the throttle a little bit, and then it's good. All right. So with the car on, you put it in gear, clutch down. You can hear that. Ooh, that didn't. Don't want to do that one. All right. Doesn't want to go in gear. Now, if I put the car in gear and I start the car, I'm not even going to have my foot on the clutch. Now I know I have the e-brake up. This is so that I don't roll, but it's literally in gear, and as you can hear, car's not doing anything. So I don't know. I have a couple of clues, but yeah, that's what's going on with this thing. I know a lot of you all are wondering, how much did I pay for this Lexus SC400? The previous owner had this thing listed with an asking price of $4,500. But don't worry, I didn't pay anywhere near that. I have a very important reputation to keep, you know. After all, I am the $600 Lexus SC400 guy. But I'm afraid I didn't pay anywhere near that either. Right now, Lexus SC400s are going for $5,000 and up, and clean ones are going for even more. I got this Lexus SC400 with everything you see, all the goodies, the way it sits, for $2,600. Why don't you guys comment below and let me know how you feel about that. Did I overpay for this thing? Did I get a great deal? How much would you have paid for this? So let's talk about the goal for this project. Right now, I am focused on just getting this thing running right so I can get this thing back on the road. What I mean by that is I want to solve that weird idling issue, and then I want to move on to the clutch issue, right? Drop the trans, figure out what's going on there, see what kind of swap this thing has. And then once I get this thing back on the road, I mean, I'm down for whatever. You guys let me know what you want to see me do to this thing. Are we going to keep it NA? Are we going to go supercharger? Maybe another NAT build? Y'all let me know. Anyways, give me a thumbs up. Comment below if you guys have any questions about this car or my other car. And subscribe if you haven't already. This is Ed signing off. Peace.